High vibrations to everybody tuning in. Rich risings on to one side of the world, and good afternoon to the other side.
Good morning.
Hi, Rich
Hi,
risings.
it's rising.
How you doing?
You look beautiful. I love your hair.
Thank you. How you
You're
doing today?
welcome. I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing good. How about you?
That's good. I'm doing good. It's so good to see you. I'm excited. We've
It's
been
good
waiting
to
for
see
a little minute to touch bases with
you.
you.
Yeah. Yes,
I love it. So
I'm excited too.
what time is it there?
It's 10 a.m.
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay. Well, hey everybody, I'm Semyia. I go by Semyia Jenai on all my platforms. I live in Ibadan, Nigeria. I'm originally from Oakland, California, and I moved here about 6 months ago, last year in November. Yeah.
Love it. Last year, November. So we want to unpack so many things.
Yes, I'm excited.
So
Let's get into it.
yes, so we about to jump right in as per usual. So tell us what inspired you to choose Nigeria out of all the places in the world.
Okay, so well, I always felt like I belonged back in Africa. I didn't know where, of course, like many of us. But circumstance by chance, I met my husband who is Nigerian. We met through mutual friends. My childhood friend and his childhood friend have been married for about 7 years now. And so, like about 2 years ago, they introduced us, and so that's how we met. And that's kind of like what put me on the path to coming to Nigeria specifically.
I love that. So you got a Nigerian
I
husband,
do.
period.
Yoruba man, yes.
Oh, I love that for you.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Okay, so since you shared that he is Nigerian, could you share before we jump into how you started and what the process was to get there, could you
Mhm.
share with us the process for if you're married to someone who is obviously a citizen of that soil? Could you explain that to us and share that with us, like the visa process?
Yeah. So we weren't married when I got my visa. We were engaged.
Okay.
So I went through the visa process, like you would normally go through the visa process. Except I did use a person that I found on TikTok because I didn't want to go in for the interview. Because there's only four embassies in four consulates in US. I think there's one in LA, one in Atlanta, New York, and I can't remember the other one. I'm going to say Washington, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that one. But there's
Mm-hmm.
four. So either way, I would have had to fly to go in for an interview, and
Got
I
it.
just didn't want to take off work. I didn't want to get a hotel. It just felt like that was just a bit much. So I was trying to look for a way that I could get my visa without doing that. So I did find a young woman on um, TikTok who I guess she specializes in doing that, and I was able to pay her and then submit my information to her, and I was able to skip the interview process. The bank statements didn't have to do that. Like there was a lot of things that you just didn't have to do if you skip that process. But the process is simple. It's not a difficult process. So if you do want to go through the process as normal, you just apply on the website, schedule your interview, show up for the interview, and bring all your paperwork and stuff. So it is a simple process, but I just didn't want to do that. So um, yeah, I got my visa, got my vaccinations because you are required to have a yellow card with a valid yellow fever vaccination. And then, yeah, and before you get your visa, you have to have your plane ticket. So that's something you have to make sure you have already. And then, as far as how I was able to stay here, because my visa was only 30 days. And if you want a longer visa, you would like go through the process of getting a visa extension. You pay a fee, and I think they can extend for like 90 days and then 180 days. Um, and that was just the type of visa that I had. Like there are different types of visas, but I did not do a visa extension. Once I got married, because I got married about a week after getting here, I was able to apply for my Niger wife card. And so the Niger wife card is like a green card. It's literally green. It's like a little short little ID card. It has your photo on it and, your information and stuff. And it's basically in lieu of a visa. So if I were to
Mhm.
leave and go back home, I'm in Ibadan, Nigeria, to reply to that comment. If I were to leave and go back home, I can come back without having to go through the visa process again, as long as my passport is valid. So I have 5 years remaining on my passport, which means that my Niger wife card is valid for 5 years. So once my passport expires, I'd have to reapply for a Niger wife card.
Okay. And then when you do it again, you have to pay each time that you renew it, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like it was too difficult at all, like the
No,
process.
no, and it was so quick to get the Niger wife card. Like I literally went into the immigration office and applied. Now we did have a connect, so we were able to call first. We didn't have to do an appointment and sit down and wait. There were a lot of people out there waiting. We were able to just kind of go in and meet the person that we were conversing with over the phone.
Okay.
And we sat down with him, and about 30 minutes we took some passport photos. We paid our fee, and then and then the next, what I want to say, 5 days later, they called us and told me to come pick up my card. It was very quick. So not like getting a passport where you're waiting for weeks for it to come in the mail. Like I got it within 5 days, like that same week. So
And you can be in the country when you receive it, correct?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you could be in the country when you receive the Niger wife card. You don't even have to, like, my husband went to go pick up my card for me. So even if you weren't and you applied and then you left, my husband picked my card up for me. So you can have someone you trust, like, pick it up for you and they can, get it to you. Um, yeah, it wasn't like super, super strict in that way.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to go back a little. Let's go back to the process of leaving the States.
Yeah.
Now, where are you originally from? What state?
I'm from California,
Hmm.
Oakland, California specifically. Yeah.
Okay. So, what was life like before you chose to pack up and move abroad? What was life like before moving?
Okay. You know, so I want to like go back a few years, like I want to say like the start of COVID. Around the time when like COVID happened, that's when I got my passport. That was when I officially was like, I want to leave the country. I didn't know if I was going to move or if I just wanted to like travel, but I knew I just wanted to like explore and experience the world. I initially had planned to go to Ghana. And then COVID happened and everything shut down. So I had to cancel my plans. So I didn't go. Um, and during that time, like it was a hard time for everybody. I was considered what they call it, the workers that still got to go to work. I forgot what they
The
called us, but
frontliners, the
I wasn't
frontliners.
on the front line. I wasn't like in a medical service or anything. I was working in food service. I was a manager at a restaurant at a truck stop. So they consider essential. That's what they essential workers. They considered us essential workers. So I was still working through COVID. I got COVID like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working at a truck stop, one of on the major highways, 85 highway. If y'all know it, I was living in Alabama. That's like working at an airport. So I knew, I was going to get COVID at least once, and I got it about 3 times. So during that time, I was like feeling very isolated, feeling very like depressed. My mood was just like extremely low and plummeted. I was suffering, some losses and grieving. And I just had a lot going on mentally and emotionally. So at that time, I decided to move back home to California to be closer to family.
Okay.
Because I just felt like I needed, like, my family support system and stuff. So yeah, I quit my job, moved out of my apartment, moved back in with my dad. um, and so as I was living there, I was closer to family, so that was nice,
Mhm.
but honestly, it wasn't a position I ever thought I would see myself returning to. If I'm being honest, like I never wanted to go back home to California. It was just something that I thought I needed to do at the time. And so to me, it was always going to be temporary. I didn't want to stay. So the entire time I was like, how can I leave this country? Like, how can
Mm.
I go? So I was just like, plotting and planning, trying to figure it out. And I was planning on moving abroad to teach English. So I got my credentials to teach English as a second language. And so I was looking at countries like Mexico and Spain and Thailand and stuff like that. Um, and my dad's girlfriend, for my birthday, she gifted me a trip to South Africa. We went to Cape Town, South Africa. This was 2 years ago. So 2023 in November, yeah. So we went to Cape Town, South Africa, and that changed my life. We were literally there for like 4 days, but it just felt like such a spiritual, like,
Yes.
shift. And I really just felt that, like, I was like, this feels like home. Like, I have to come back to this continent. Like, I don't know, I was very emotional leaving. I didn't want to leave. It was just a beautiful, beautiful experience and journey. And at this time, I was dating my now husband, long distance. Um, but yeah, I went to South Africa, and then when I went back home, we started to like plan me coming to Nigeria to visit. I was supposed to come visit. But as the time stretched on, because
Yeah.
this was like a whole another year, and then we decided to get married because we weren't engaged at that time. We were just dating, but we decided to get married. And I started doing a lot of research about like how long it would take for me to be able to get him there and how long we would have to live apart. And I just couldn't do it. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna like make the
Yeah.
move, like, and
Right.
just stay. And so that's kind of how that conversation started to happen about me like relocating officially. Um, and I kept it a secret. I kept it a
Best thing
secret
to
for a long time.
best thing to do sometimes.
Yes, I just wanted to really protect the energy around it, my happiness. I know my family, I know my people, and I knew the response. Sometimes
You
what
know.
people are going to say before you.
Yes.
So, it wasn't like I needed to hear what they're going to say because I already knew. I just wanted to delay having to hear it because I was in my head and in my mind, I knew I was doing the right thing. And I'm like, this feels spiritually like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I didn't want
Yes.
anybody trying to taint that by telling me that I shouldn't or reasons why or trying to like throw dirt on it and make it ugly. So I kept it a secret for a long time. I think I told my family that I was moving to Nigeria maybe 2 or 3 months before I did. At first I just kept telling them I was going to visit. But yeah, like 2 or 3 months before I moved, I told everybody like, yeah, I'm moving there. Um at that point it was already done, so there's nothing really to say.
Mm.
It's happening. So yeah,
Good. Just let them know I'm leaving. So either
exactly.
y'all accept it or
Exactly.
not, but this is where I'll be.
Hmm.
I love that. I love that. So with leaving, did you set out a plan of finances? Like, did you sell any of your items, and did you have like a plan with finances financially before you left?
I had a plan, but I will admit that my plan was not like 100%. It was definitely a very much I'm going to leap type of thing,
Okay.
and figure it out as I go.
Okay.
So my plan was to teach English online and to continue to do freelance writing, which is what I do.
Hmm.
That's not a foolproof plan because it's not like super consistent, and there are good months and bad months, and you really don't know what to expect as far as your cash flow goes. And my savings wasn't amazing, but I did work before I left, and I was putting money away to save up, to just basically like give myself a cushion, while I figured it out.
Mm.
So that's basically what I did. But I will say that I did not have like, it wasn't like tens of thousands of dollars in the bank. You know,
Okay.
it wasn't to that extent. And I didn't have any property to sell or anything like that. I think I gave away most of my stuff. I didn't really sell anything. But yeah, it was more so just working, saving, and putting money up to the side. And I was staying with people, so I wasn't paying full rent. I was just like, contributing. Excuse me. I was contributing, of course, a much smaller amount than I would have had to pay if I was living on my own in California.
Right.
So that allowed me to be able to, put money aside to save.
And that's what I
Yeah,
love. And that's what I love about the journey of moving abroad, because everybody's journey is so different
it's
and so
different.
unique.
Yeah,
And, a lot of people, they take that leap like you did.
yeah,
And I think that that's a beautiful thing, because to have faith in something that you can't physically see,
yeah.
but you know and you trust that it's going to work out, is something that a lot of people would never be able to
It's
tap into or
terrifying. It's
experience, right?
terrifying, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, so that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Okay, so now Africa in general gets a lot of like negative
Yeah,
talk,
yeah.
as far as like a lot of, some people say y'all need to go back. Somebody wrote on my page yesterday and was like, why you didn't go to Africa? Like, a lot of people always saying that. So, and then you get the negative side of Africa, like
Mhm.
Africa, their prejudice, their this, their that. How has your experience been on the soil with the people in the community, like around you?
Yeah.
How has your experience been firsthand?
It's been amazing. Like honestly, everybody's been very welcoming. I haven't experienced any prejudice or anything like that, or even just like anybody making me feel unwelcome. I've always felt very welcome here. I will say that I do think that, of course, the propaganda that America shows about Black people is harmful everywhere around the globe. Like everybody around the globe is seeing it. So there is sometimes where I do have to like educate people and tell them like, hey, this is not fact. This is not true. Like, let me give you the real history, the real rundown. And I don't mind doing it. I actually love that, like that we can um in person share the truth about each other, our culture, our background, our history. Because there's a lot of untruths that we learn about African people in America. And so there's just a lot of like sharing that information and unlearning a lot of stuff that goes on from both sides. But I will say that everybody's always receptive, even if they have heard something that's stereotypically just untrue, and I correct them or show them like different, they're
Mm-hmm.
very receptive to the information. I don't get like people who are just like, no, this is the fact, like so I've had very, very good experiences here. I've always felt very safe here. I haven't had any incidences where I felt unsafe, unlike America. Like I always felt unsafe. Just walking to the
Yeah,
store or catching the
yeah,
bus,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I don't have that feeling here. Um, when I'm walking around and everything, everybody is, either minding their business or going to work. Like there's a lot of hustle and bustle here, like, so I don't really get that feeling of just feeling like unsafe or uneasiness. It feels very secure and everybody's so polite. People are always calling me ma'am and auntie and sister.
I love
So, I've always felt like I feel embraced
it.
while I'm here.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't get that feeling of like being an outsider or not being like a part of them. People are always like, "You look Nigerian. You're not Nigerian." They call me our wife. Like, if you marry a Nigerian man, they'll call you our wife. Like, you belong to everybody in Nigeria. You're part of the family. Like, you're our wife. um, they everybody just very much is. They embrace you a lot. I do get like feelings of like homesickness sometimes, like because although most people here speak English, you know, their native language, their native tongue is usually with their tribe. And so when they're amongst each other, they naturally will like speak in their native tongue. So sometimes like I'll be like, you know, like, "Ugh, I gotta learn this language. And I do. I learn some here and there.
That's what I
I'm
was
gonna be
gonna
fluent though
ask you.
because I'm too nosy.
What what is the language called? That well, I know it's different kind, but what
Yeah,
would
it's different.
the it's who?
The language is usually named the same as the tribe.
Okay,
So
okay,
for Yoruba, it's still Yoruba language.
okay,
Igbo, Hausa, like it's still it's like named after the tribe.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And they can tell each other apart. This was something that I didn't know before I got here. Like they know their tribal brothers and sisters, and they know when someone is from a different tribe. Like, and I first I thought it was just accents because I would ask my husband, I'm like, how do you know? Because he'd be like, oh, they're Alza, they're Igbo. I'm like, how do you know? And he's like, yeah, you could tell. Like they know they could tell each other apart and tell what tribe each person belongs to, whether it be by their accent or how they speak or just like how they carry themselves or even like their features and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool. I love it.
Yeah.
So have you started taking any classes or anything to learn the language, or have you learned from your husband yet?
Yeah, I'd be learning from my husband. I haven't taken any classes or anything, but I just learn from him. Like sometimes, like if I hear him say something, I'll ask him like, "What does that mean?" Like especially if I hear it constantly, I'm like, "What does that mean?" You know, I've learned like greetings and stuff like that. And I'm still learning. But one thing I'll say, this language is kind of complicated because one word can mean like six different things depending on how you say it. It's very tonal.
Yeah.
Um, so he'd be laughing at my pronunciation. I be trying.
Right.
I be
Trying to
trying.
get it right.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's definitely like kind of harder to learn it, but I do think I will. Just being around it and like listening to
Constantly.
like he talk on the phone in Yoruba and like he's even when he talking his sleep he talking Yoruba. so uh, so like I'll be like listening and you know I try to like pick up things as I go and of course the music and stuff like that. But I think it's gonna take me a while to kind of like really get it just because it is tonal, and that's where I struggle.
No, no. Okay. Basically,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
pronunciation
like,
of the word,
hmm
right?
yeah, like if you put an inflection on the specific part of the word, it changes the meaning. Yeah,
I love it. I love other languages. I truly feel like if you're gonna live somewhere, you should be able to say basic words,
yeah, of
even if it's
course,
not
absolutely.
like whole sentences. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Hi, bye. Sorry,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. Excuse me, help
hmm
me. You know,
Yeah.
just basic.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I learned first. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to greet people because they're really big on respect
Mhm.
here too. Like, especially like respecting your elders. They do prostrate, like you know, bow to their elders, and you know, you want to greet your elders and stuff. So that was definitely one of the first things I was like, teach me how to do greetings because I wanted to make sure that I was being respectful. Because they definitely think that Americans don't know how to respect their
Oh,
elders
I know, I
because
know.
we don't do those things, you know. We
That's
we
kind of
speak
right.
like if
That's
we
kind of
see your
true.
elder, but yeah.
Hmm.
So I wanted to make sure I wasn't offending nobody. But yeah.
Definitely. I love it. I love it. So, food. Let's talk food. Food is always an important
Okay.
factor. How is the
Yeah.
food? Do you like it? I hear that it's kind of spicy, but do you
Yeah.
like it? Do you
It's
like the
very
food?
spicy. Yeah, I do. I really like the food. There are some dishes that I don't really take to, but for the most part, like there's a lot that I do like. Like my favorite efo I love that. It's like vegetables that's like stewed. It kind of reminds me like a spinach, but it's a swallow. So you eat it with like either fufu or my preference is samo. Um, so I like that. I like the okra stew, which is I know a lot of people won't like it because the texture of okra, like it is slimy, but it tastes so good, and okra is so good for you. So I like okra stew. Um, love me some yam and egg sauce. Like my man can cook. He be cooking. Okay.
I love
So I
it.
definitely try a lot of like Nigerian food here, but yeah, I have to tell them go easy on the spice because they be about to kill me.
Oh,
Like
I know,
there's
and the
definitely been a
spices,
couple times.
oh, they
Yeah.
so strong too. They so strong.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so how about healthcare? How did you handle healthcare? Now, is it? I know that it's a lot more affordable, but do you have a plan? Do you have a company that you went with?
Um, No, so I pay out of pocket for everything here. I don't even know if they have insurance here. I'm not familiar. Like my husband don't if they do. So we just basically pay out of pocket. You pay like a fee with the hospital to even get like a card from them. It's like a membership type of card or whatever. And every time you go back to that particular hospital, you show them that card, and then you just pay for whatever services they render. We got a few different hospital cards because I done been to a few different hospitals since I've been here, mostly because I think that I'm just very, very, very specific about like the type of care that I receive health wise. And I think that's embedded in me from being in the US. As a Black woman, we are constantly like not heard in healthcare. So I very much advocate for myself. And I do think that that's something they're not used to here because I find that people are usually put off by me like questioning some things or what is this for? Well, what are you doing now? And what is like, I have questions about everything. You're not just gonna put things in my body. You're not just
Yeah.
gonna do things without me understanding what's going on. And I do think that's something that's like new to them. And sometimes it could be off-putting, I guess. I don't know. But there has been some instances where I was like, yeah, I don't like this place. Let's go somewhere else. So
Hmm.
I definitely got a few hospital cards.
Okay.
Now it is more affordable, but I will say this. In America, if you are on your last leg or there's some life-threatening thing you got going on, they will still treat you and save your life before you make any payments. They're just gonna send you a bill later, right? You go to the emergency room or something, you know? Out here, if you don't make that payment, you're not going to see a doctor. You ain't going to talk to a doctor. They're not about to do anything for you. So that's the one thing that's like very, very different. You have to have
Mm,
that money because that's the only thing that's going to talk when you in that setting.
correct.
Um, and I do that does scare me sometimes because that is very dangerous. Like I do have like I have diabetes, I have asthma. Those are things that can be life threatening in certain circumstances, so I just have to be extremely careful um, with that, and so that does make me nervous. And I will say, like, even my experience at a hospital, because I have had to stay overnight at a hospital before. Um, I had allergic reaction, so I thought, but then it turned out to be malaria. This was about a month after I got here, and I had like a pretty, I guess, not very severe, but more severe reaction to malaria than normal because obviously I've never had it before. So I
Mhm.
think my body just was reacted to it differently. So I did have to stay overnight at a hospital before. And my experience was very different from what I would have experienced at America. They once they realize I'm American, they will try to get as much money as possible out of me. They're gonna do unnecessary tests. They're gonna, oh, you need the private suite. They didn't even ask me. They just put me in a private suite and tried to charge me for it. I'm like, well, hold on. Why am I paying this much? You could put me with the rest of them people on the other
Exactly.
side.
What?
Um, yeah, so different stuff like that. And then my experience with like IVs here, I I hated it. Like I've gotten blood work done, I've gotten IVs before, and they were not like as painful. But here it was just extremely a very, very painful experience. And I still had the pain in my wrist like a month or two afterwards, and I'm like, it was concerned for me. It finally went away, but I definitely think that it wasn't maybe properly done. But as far as like um prescriptions
Hmm.
because I have had to refill my prescriptions since being here. Now, before I left, I got 3 months worth of prescriptions filled because that's about how much you could do before, like, in advance. So I did get 3 months of my prescriptions filled, and then when I got here, I had to go and get them refilled after 3 months. So the difference is I don't have to go to a doctor for that here. I could just go to a pharmacy with my prescription and tell them, hey, I need this medication and I
Right.
need this dosage and these milligrams, and they'll just be like, oh yeah, we have that, and give you your price and you buy it. And so that's a lot different from America, where if I needed a refill, I have to go see a doctor
Exactly.
and they have to write me a prescription. Yeah, I didn't have to do that. You can go to any pharmacy, and as long as they have the medication on hand, you could just purchase it. And so that's basically what I've been doing, and that's pretty convenient. But I will say they don't have bottles, like how our pills come in bottles. Theirs doesn't. They don't have pill bottles. They come in like those aluminum packs where you got to pop the pill out. Like
Yeah, I think I
they
remember.
come in those, or they will put them in like a Ziploc bag and write your prescription, like dosage and times you got to take on it.
Mhm.
So that was different. I just kept my bottles because that's what I prefer. So I kept the bottles I already had, and I just put my pills in my bottle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was different though.
Okay. Yeah,
But
that is.
it's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it seems like I don't know. I mean, I guess it's the way they do things, but I would do what
Yeah,
you
it is.
did. Keep that bottle so we could cause we just used to keeping track. Some things you just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I like to store them in the bottle because then I'm like, I don't got to worry about losing this little bitty pack or, it falling out somewhere. So it's just easier for me. So yeah, I just kept the bottles. But it's cheap though. It's not expensive, to refill my prescriptions and stuff. So that's cool too.
I love it. I love that for you. So financially, what do you do to sustain abroad? That's one of the biggest questions people always ask. Well, I feel like
Yeah.
that's all people really
Yeah,
care
of course.
about. They always like,
Yeah.
what you do for money? What are you guys
Yeah.
doing? You will write this long, beautiful post like, yes, I'm just loving
Yeah.
life. Life is da da da. And they
Yeah.
don't care about none of that shit. They gonna come and be like, how are you making money? So can you share
Hmm.
what you are doing
Yeah.
financially?
Yeah, I'm doing freelance writing. So I had some clients already before I came to Nigeria that I
Mhm.
consistently like write for, whether that be like writing papers. I have a client who literally I just write emails to HR for her, like she just for her job. Then I have, clients that will have me just edit or proofread stuff like, and I charge, different fees for different things. But yeah, I just have a writing service since I'm a freelance writer. That's what I do. And then I do teach English. I don't currently have any students right now. I am looking for students. So I teach English. I was a homeschool tutor, and so I teach online. So if anybody watching needs me to teach any of their children English, I also am certified to teach English as a foreign language or as a second language. So that's something that I also can do. I just don't currently have any students right now. But
Mhm.
yeah, so currently it's just the freelance writing.
Okay, and I think you got another client. I think I need you.
Oh, period. Yes, sign
Yeah,
up for sure.
so we're gonna have to talk off camera. I definitely I did
Okay.
not know that that's what you did. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to do some business with you. I love that. So as far as like, I know there's so many things that come with living abroad, grocery shopping, just going to
Hmm.
different stores, being out in public, not being able to fully, learn the language is fast enough to speak it, to live there. So
Yeah.
like what is some of your I'm gonna say we gonna start with your non-negotiables, and then I want to hear culture shocks. So, what
Mm.
are some of the non-negotiables that you had with living abroad that was like something that was important to you to have,
Yeah.
being where you
Yeah.
are and not being, in your
Yeah.
familiar place?
That's a good question. Because I definitely had some. So my non-negotiables was one, AC. I'm hot all the time.
Okay.
And that was even before coming here. Like AC and fans and a rechargeable fan. Like I cannot be hot. So that was my non-negotiable because I was like, I know the power is gonna be going in and out and stuff. So I needed something I could recharge and still use when the power gone. So there was that, and then I needed to be near a hospital because of my medical conditions, having asthma and diabetes. That was also non-negotiable. And then what else? Um, Another non-negotiable. I just wanted to make sure that I was in like a safe environment and area, which I am. Like I'm in a very quiet, family-friendly area. We have a compound to like ourselves, other than our groundskeeper. And so I like that. Like I like my privacy. I am an American. We're a bit secluded sometimes. uh, and then let me think what else. As far as culture
Hmm.
shocks, some of the culture shocks were I wasn't prepared for the heat. Like mentally, I knew it was gonna be hot, but I don't think I was actually prepared to be this hot.
So it's hot.
And it's hot, and then well, now we're in the rainy season, so now it's like every day it rains, which I like, but the power goes out more when it rains, so I wasn't prepared for that either. And let me think what else. I something that was like a culture shock that was like
Mhm.
actually like really positive for me, like it was just cool, was I love that everywhere you go, there is plant life that is usable. Whether it's medicinal, whether it's edible, like
Mhm.
you can just walk down the street and find medicine. You can walk down the street and see fruit and vegetables and you can take it and it's free and nobody is going to charge you no fine, no fee, you're not going to get arrested, it's not illegal. It's just I really like that because it really feels like community. It really feels like people actually care about the citizens and stuff because America you can't find no damn fruit trees in the park.
Nah.
You are not gonna, you know what I'm saying? You can, I mean, you probably could find some medicine somewhere if you walk through a forest or something, but like just walking down my street, I can find things to make tea and herbs to use for like medicine and stuff. Like I think that's so cool. So I really, really love that. I'm in
Okay.
Nigeria. Um, and then let's see what else was a culture shock.
Mhm.
Uh I didn't expect, like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going out there. It's a bunch of people that look like me. So I'm thinking, like, I'm just gonna blend in. I did not expect that people could tell that I'm American just
American.
by looking at me. And I don't gotta say nothing because I would
That's
literally
so
be
funny.
quiet and people would be staring at me. I'm like, how do they know?
You know what
Didn't
I think
understand
it
that.
is?
What is
You
it?
know what I think it is that I want to add? Because I realized this about me too. And just, by me studying the psychology side of it, believe it or not, Americans not only carry a certain frequency, but it's even
Mm,
in our walk. The way our
I
shoulders,
believe it.
the way our shoulders are positioned and the way we
Yeah.
walk, we have a very authoritative
Mm,
energy and walk that we carry.
yeah.
Um, and it's kind of macho in a way. It's kind of macho because it's kind of like I don't know. That's that American shit, and we don't realize we got it. But that's how people be
Yeah.
knowing, and they don't even have to
Mhm.
look. But it's like how we carry ourselves. We just walk like we running shit, and I
Yeah.
realized that, and I was like,
We have to build that confidence level like within
yes.
ourselves culturally. So I think it just sticks.
It sticks, it does, and people can see that because if you look at other cultures, it's like we're just very observative and up like this. If you pay
Mm,
attention to other cultures, they're kind of more like drawn back. Like really, look at this. When
mm,
you just out next time, pay attention to that. You're gonna be like,
yeah.
damn, that is so true. They're really like reserved and more like chill and calm. We're like this.
Hmm. Yeah.
And even how we carry
Yeah.
ourselves when we walk and stuff, it's like so easy to know. Cause I was walking through the store the other day. I was like, damn, I'm walking around this motherfucker like I own this bitch. I had to catch
Yeah.
myself. And it's
Just
just
with
my
a
walk. It's how I
lot of
walk. It's an
confidence.
American.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
American thing. But yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for that. I just thought I was gonna blend in. I'm like, they're not gonna know unless I speak. But no, they could tell even by looking at me. I'm like, that's crazy. Let me think. What else? Hmm. Other culture shocks. I don't know. Like, I think I was really prepared for a lot of stuff because, like,
Mhm.
I just talked to my husband a lot and I asked him a lot of questions. And then I did a lot of research. Like, before I moved here, I was on social media, and even right now, my algorithm is still Nigeria. Like, and my husband asked me the other day, he's like, "Why is all your like, all your stuff is Nigerian stuff?" I'm like, "Because before I came, that's all I looked up. Like, I wanted to know what I was getting myself into. I wanted to really understand the culture, and like that's just how I am. Even if when I was in America, if I move somewhere, I want to make sure that I become part of the community. I really understand, the community I'm moving into. Um, because that is something about us Americans that people complain about when we move abroad, that we try to make everything be America for us. Like, instead of us, embracing the culture that we're
Right.
moving into, we try to like make them embrace our culture, like
Yes.
make it become America. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing that. So my goal was just try things, experience things, be open minded, and so I think I've done that absolutely, and that I'm continuing to do
Yes.
that.
Yes, I love it. I think that that's the best way to be. I think when you submerge into the culture, it's easier to live there. When you're more
Hmm.
accepting, like, okay, we're not going to do this my way. We're going to do it the way of the people in the community,
Yeah,
and being around them and coexisting with them more, I think helps with that too. Would you say?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does. I still be struggling sometimes. As me and my husband, we got vastly different ways of doing things sometimes. And I think both of us be like, the way I'm doing it is the right way. But I mean, then, we had to unlearn, like, there are more than one way to do things. And just because you do it one way does not make it
The
the
right
right way.
way.
And so that is something that we still, like, we adjust and learn into and stuff. But I definitely love, like, learning how things are so different. Like, even though, like, they speak English, right?
Mhm.
But they speak that like England English. We speak the USA English, which is completely American English. It's just different from their English.
Oh,
So even some of the things that he says, I'd be like, what? And then some of the things I say, he'd be like, what? And we're both speaking English, but we're saying things differently. Like the word choices differently. It's very interesting. So sometimes I'd be having fun, like, well, how do you be saying this? Like, just to see like the differences and the dialect and like the way that we would, explain something. It's just like, I don't know, it's like fun to see those differences, to learn about them and stuff. I like that.
it is. I love how open minded you are. You a very open minded
Thank
person.
you.
And I feel like that just makes
Thank you.
life
That's right.
easier and adjusting easier.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's more fun. It's more fun that way.
It is. It
Definitely.
is. It's definitely fun. Okay, so friends. Have you got any friends? Have you built any friendships since you've been there with any locals?
Um, I wouldn't say friendships, but like there are places that we go to or that we frequent more often than others, and like I recognize them, they recognize me, and it's always like, hey, it's nice to see you, like that. As far as friends go, my friends usually met through my husband, so they're already his friends or family members or something like that. I am not at the place where I really venture out on my own like that still, mostly because um my accent and I don't speak the language and stuff, and I do have like this fear of like being taken advantage of financially when I go somewhere, because that does happen. Like when we speak in money, I let my husband talk and I usually be quiet, because the moment they find out that his wife is American, that price goes up. So yeah, like I don't really go and do things like that on my own. Like we go to the store, I go with him. If we going to the market, I'm going with him, and that's mostly just because I don't want to get taken advantage of, because as soon as they hear my accent or know that I'm American, the price is gonna go up. So yeah, I'm not at that stage yet where I'm like going out like on my own like that. I think that once I really like learn the language and I'm comfortable with it to the point where I'm like, okay, they can't even speak Yoruba around me without me knowing what they're saying, then I will be okay with it, because I think that I'll feel more comfortable
Right.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, because you would know more. I feel like when you don't, I was talking to my mom, what was that, yesterday? And she was like, yeah. she was telling me how she was dealing with somebody and they didn't know English, and she like sometimes it can get so frustrating. And I was thinking like, damn, I know how they probably be feeling when
Hmm.
their
Hmm.
countries and we can't speak their language either.
Yes.
I know it's
Yeah.
frustrating because it's kind of like they're trying to talk to us, we're trying to talk to them, but they
Yeah.
don't really. But I feel like language barriers is such a big deal, and when you learn it, you can become so much more comfortable in that space when
Hmm.
you know a little
Yeah.
something. When you can communicate, communication is the biggest key thing in life, right? So,
Absolutely. I went to a pharmacy a little bit shortly after I had got here,
mm,
and I walked up to the counter and I was explaining to the pharmacist what I was looking for, and he like the look on his face was like like I was speaking gibberish. He was like, "What?" And then he just called somebody else. He's like, can you come talk to her?" Because he didn't understand what I was saying. And I was speaking English, but you know, the dialect is so different and my accent. That's another thing. I'm like, it's so interesting that I'm the one with the accent now, you know?
yeah,
In America, of course,
wow,
we have accents, you know, if you're from different regions and stuff, but a California accent is pretty, like, you know, well understood across America. So here, when I'm talking, he's like, I don't know what the heck she just said. I was so taken aback. I was like, you don't understand me? But yeah, it was just
yes,
very interesting because I'm the one with the accent now.
yes, yes. And it's kind of weird being in those shoes because that's not something we really used to, you
Yeah,
know.
not used to
So
it.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's definitely an adjustment and adapting. Okay, housing. Could you tell us how
Yeah,
housing is? How much rent
yeah.
is? How does the utilities go? Water, all that good stuff.
Okay, so my rent, I we have a two-bedroom, one bathroom. It's like a small little house. It's not really an apartment. They call everything an apartment here, but it's a house. It's like a little small house. I would consider it like similar to a guest house because there's a larger house in the front that is like the main house, and it's like a big house, right? And that's where the owner his home is, but he don't live there. And then we got the smaller house in the back, kind of like a guest house, but it's two-bedroom, one bath, and that it was $750 a year.
Mm.
So you pay for your rent for the year, and you don't worry about it again to the next year.
Mm.
Utilities, you do pay it. I know. I was shocked. I was like, "What?"
That's
Uh,
beautiful.
I'm like that. You can't even pay that for a month in America.
Part. Right.
uh, like what? Yeah, so that's great. I love that. The utilities, water is included. And then you just pay for your electricity, and then the gas, you actually go refill the gas yourself. So we do have like a gas stove. That's the only thing we use gas for. And so whenever we run out of gas, my husband, when I say we, I mean him, he takes the tank to go refill it. And so I don't really know the price of that, but it's only when we run out of it. And then the electricity, um, you do pay it monthly. Oh, this is something that's a culture shock. This was different. If your electricity is running low, there is a very, very loud alarm that will be going off, and it'll just beep, beep, beep until you re-up it, like till you recharge it or whatever. And you do that online. Like you make the payment online, and then you go and you punch in the code and stuff on the little monitor, and then the beeping will stop. But I just thought that was interesting because I'm like, in America, we would all be embarrassed if that was to happen. Like the way that we all feel shame about stuff like that, we'd be like, oh my God, people gonna think we didn't pay our bill. You know, like
You know
we would
it.
just be like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. But out here, it's not like that. It's very normal. If you hear that alarm going off, people don't even like notice it, pay attention to it because it really just you got to just recharge it and then it's going to stop. But yeah, people don't even notice it or pay attention to it. There's been a few times we woke up in the morning and that alarm was going off and I was like panicking. I'm like, and my husband's still asleep. I'm like, hey, the alarm thing going off. Can you pay the thing? And he'd be like, I'll pay it when I wake up. And I'm like, but it's going off. Everybody gonna hear it. He like, it's fine. I'm gonna pay it when I wake up.
Right. Like it's loud.
But yeah,
Right.
it's
Like
really
it's loud. You
really
don't hear it.
loud. It is so loud. You can hear it down the street. It's so
Damn.
loud and it's consistent. It will not stop until you put that information in on your phone. I'm like, this is crazy. But yeah. So that's different. And it's not expensive. I think it's like, I'm trying to remember the amount. I would say like maybe $15 or something like that. Um, so it's not bad. And then we pay for Wi-Fi, which we pay about $12 a month
Wow.
for Wi-Fi.
Affordable. You done
Yeah.
paid the
Very
rent up,
affordable, very affordable.
Wi-Fi. Girl, you living good. You living good.
Yes. Groceries is not bad either. I've posted a video on my TikTok of us going grocery shopping before. Um, Groceries is not expensive either. It's even cheaper if you go to the market. Um, and yeah, we be getting so much fruit. We love fruit up in this house. We always got fruit. And the fruit is so good, so good. And I just love the fact that we can eat food without wondering if it's poisoning us.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. That's a big deal. That's a
Yeah,
big deal.
that's great.
I love it. So, what advice would you give to someone who is looking to move abroad? What's some important steps or just advice in general that you would give to that individual with starting their journey?
Um, I would say make sure that you have some sort of financial plan. I would not advise anybody to do what I did, which was just take a leap, unless you really feel called to do that, which that's the only reason I did it. But I would definitely say like have some sort of like financial plan
Mm-hmm.
or some skill that you could use to make money. But make sure it's a skill you could use to make USD. So something you could use that's like completely online or doesn't require you to be in somebody's office or something like that. So that way you can live abroad. And if you make a USD, that's just better overall because it's just like, that money's going to go way further for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would also advise you to be open minded and like really embrace wherever you are. Like, really try to like immerse yourself in the culture, learn some of the language, try the different foods, go out and experience different things, their holidays, whatever it may be, just try to like experience everything that you can while you're there because it's just such a different world when you step out of your own and it's a great experience. And then I would also say this advice is more so to people who are probably going to be the first in their family to leave or um, maybe like specifically African American people. Um, I would say trust your instincts and also to just like do what's best for you. Like there's going to be a lot of people with different opinions and
Yeah.
a lot of opinions are fear based. They're based off of they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what it's going to end up like for you. They don't know how things are going to turn out, blah blah blah. It's always like going to be an unknown until you take that leap, but don't let people speak fear into your plans. Like of course they may love you, they may mean well, but sometimes meaning well can hold you back. Like allowing someone to tell you their fears in your plans can cause you to now like feel those fears internally and then stop you from like achieving what is meant for you. Like you never know, maybe you needed to go to that place, like maybe that was the plan the whole time, like that there was a purpose in that, but because you are listening to somebody else tell you what they think your plan should be, you're stopping your
Mm-hmm.
purpose. You're preventing that dream from coming true. You're preventing your success. You're stopping something. And if it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work out and you got to go back home, at least you got the experience. Like that's something that you can never it can never go away. Like you're going to have it forever. Whether you have to go back home sooner than you would have liked or it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, like that's an experience that's going to help you grow and develop overall, like whether it was good or bad, either way you learn something from it, you experience something new. Like so just take the chance and just like trust in yourself, and if you got to do what I did and don't tell nobody, then do that. But I'm not going to say don't tell nobody, tell somebody. Just tell,
Yeah.
be careful who you tell, but definitely tell somebody because you want to be safe.
Right.
But just be careful who you allow into your plans and your dreams and stuff like that.
I love it. I think that was great advice to give. So
Yeah.
do you have any projects or anything coming up that you want to share with us that we should be aware of?
Well, yeah, I'm going to be trying to like figure out how I can help people who are either visiting Nigeria or moving to Nigeria, as far as like I want to start helping with like helping people with travel arrangements and travel guides, or setting up some sort of like meet and greet amongst expats here, like so we can have a community of people who are experiencing the same things that we're all experiencing. And so that will be coming soon. I do have my link in my bio with my link tree, where you could connect to me on TikTok, Instagram, uh, WhatsApp, and my email. My writing service, if you need anything, as far as my writing service, you can email me on the email link in my link tree. And then also, if you need any assistance with learning English, whether it be child or adult, I do teach all. So you can connect with me on there as well. And I am currently writing a book. I'm working on my book. I don't have much to say about it right now because I'm one of those people who don't say much about what I got going on until I, feel ready. But I am working on my first book, and I'm very excited about that. It is a fantasy fiction book. So it ain't gonna help you with, moving abroad. But if you like fantasy fiction like I do, um, look out for that.
I
Coming
love
soon.
it. Congratulations. You writing a book.
Thank
I love that
you.
for you.
Thank you.
I love it. Love it. Is it
I'm
going to
trying
be
to
a
make all
hard
my
copy?
dreams come true, all my childhood dreams.
Yes, period. And that's what you got to do. That's what life is about. If we not doing that, what are we
Yes,
doing? Right? Is it going to be a hard
absolutely.
copy?
Yeah, I'm gonna do hard copies, soft copies, and ebooks as well. So it's not it's not out yet. But if you follow me on TikTok, I will definitely keep everybody updated on like the process and the journey and everything about that. But yes, I will definitely have hard copies, and there will be ebooks also, so that everybody can enjoy it, no matter how you read. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Could you drop your page in the comments so I can pin it? For
Yes.
everyone that's following, go over there, show Maya some love, follow her journey, follow her on all platforms. Like she says, stay tuned. She's dropping a book, and she's getting some things together. And let's stay connected because we can definitely I'm collabing with people all over the world right now at this point. So
Yes,
like
I
the
love that.
trips and like with you setting up things for people to come, let's definitely stay connected for that. Because I haven't really decided how I want to do what I'm gonna do, but we gonna do
Yeah.
some things right now. I think that it's just a time and period where we're all just kind of like creating and putting things together. That's where I am too. I'm still
Hmm.
creating
Yeah.
and putting things together. So hold on one second, cause my
No
son,
problem.
cause he gonna keep screaming. Okay, sorry about that. I gave this
Oh, you're good.
kid, I gave this kid a prep talk before I got live, and he gonna scream in the background. Like I explained this to you, sir. Like this is a professional
That's
setting right
okay.
now. I can't have you interrupting. So, okay, so I pinned your information. Perfect. I love it.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to follow, that is how you can follow Maya. TikTok. You on YouTube too, right? Your YouTube
I
information is in your bio.
am. Yeah. So in my bio, there's a link tree, and so on that link tree, you'll find like all the links to all my social media, including my YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. So if anybody's interested in migrating to Nigeria, Maya is
Yeah.
right street, right around the corner. You can follow her,
I'm
reach
here.
out, ask questions, connect with her, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Anything else you want to share with us that you feel like we need to know? You know, I don't want you to miss anything. I know for a fact we cover all the important things.
Mhm.
For anybody that missed it, the post is gonna be up. So I do it different now. Sometimes I'm having issues with reposting the shows on YouTube. So I leave them here now,
Mhm.
and I also post on YouTube. So if anybody is, you know, if you miss it and you want to come back and watch it, you can watch the replay here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be posted. And then if we can post it on YouTube, I'll put it on YouTube. But it's definitely gonna be here
Okay.
so y'all can keep up. But yes, we went over a lot. But is there anything extra that you would like to add that you would like the people to know about the moving abroad journey?
Um, I would like to add, oh, okay. So I do talk a lot and share a lot about my experience living in Nigeria and moving to Nigeria because that's where I live. But I think some people misinterpret that as me telling them to move to Nigeria. I'm not. I'm telling people that they should travel and they should possibly move abroad wherever they feel like they can call home. I'm not saying that Nigeria is home for everybody. I know that Nigeria, like everywhere, has its problems and its issues.
Right.
And so, I would just really recommend that people do their research about what is more beneficial to them. Everybody's circumstance is different. What you need and what you're looking for is different. So wherever you're looking to move, make sure that you do a lot of research. And when you're doing research to move, that's different from doing
To
research to
travel.
travel. So just be clear on that. Like when you're looking at, oh, I want to go to this place or that place, make sure that you're not looking at vacation vlogs and vacation trips and stuff like that. You want to look at the expats, like how people are living day to day, people who are living at these places long term, because it's definitely a different lifestyle. It's a completely different type of environment. The focus is different. So just make sure that you're not being bamboozled and looking at vacation vlogs and thinking, oh, I want to go here, because that's not most likely not going to be your life. So that's my advice.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we enjoyed you. Thank you so much for
Thank
stopping by
you. I had
and
so much
sharing your
fun.
journey. Yes. We gonna see more of you, right? Hopefully, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'll come back for an update whenever.
Yes. Good, good, good. Yep. So whenever you got some good juicy things, I don't know, whatever. You might do some
Okay.
oh, you know what? Are you guys did you do like a big wedding? Are you gonna have a big wedding in Nigeria and like have your friends and family come?
I would love to do that. We did not do a big wedding. I would love to do that, but I think it's going to be like some some time away. Like
Okay.
it's going to be like a couple years from now. It's not going to be anytime soon.
Okay.
Mostly because you know how it is trying to get people to come out. It's hard to get people to go to another state for you. Like I
Let
lived in
alone the
Alabama
country.
for like 11 years and nobody came and visited me. So just imagine me trying to get people to come out the
Out the
country. I got
country.
to try to get all these people to get passports and visas, and so yeah, we're going to figure it out. That might take some time, but if not, we're definitely doing something in America when we get back. So yeah, but even what we do in America, it will still technically be a traditional Nigerian Yoruba ceremony because I still want my people to experience what a traditional Yoruba wedding is like. That's not something that we get to experience often.
Right.
So whether they come here or we got to go there, they're gonna get the experience one way or the other.
I love it. I love that for you.
Yeah,
Congratulations on
thank you,
everything. Congratulations on your move. I wish you
thank
nothing
you,
but new blessings, continued blessings,
thank you
longevity,
so much.
health, prosperity, abundance, all that good stuff.
I wish
Make
you
sure y'all
the
following
same.
Maya. And we hope to
Yes,
see
follow
you
me.
soon, love. And I'll let you go. I want you to enjoy your day, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Alrighty, love. We'll
All
see
right,
you
y'all.
soon.
Bye. See y'all
Peace.
soon. Peace.
Okay, loves. So to anybody that's watching that's new, we do a new episode every Thursday, okay? So there's a new episode and a new guest every Thursday, people from all over the world. Next Thursday, I believe that our guest, I think she was in Dubai first, and then she was in Dubai first, and then I think she's in Berlin now. And I just love how the ladies with these husbands, because I do believe that our other guest, she met her husband abroad and then moved to Berlin. So I think it's kind of similar to like Miya's story. So I love that for y'all, okay? Because sometimes your husband ain't in the US. You might have to go outside of the US to meet your husband, okay? Hello? Hello, somebody? Oh, okay. So yeah, we're live every Thursday, y'all. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. The time zones are always different because everybody's time zone is different. So obviously, a lot of the people that come on the show, they're from all over. So the time is always different, but we're always doing the shows on Thursdays, okay? So always be prepared for a show for Thursday. Every Thursday I'm live. I am thinking about doing other lives with specific subjects. Like I want to do a live specifically about culture shocks, how to overcome and how to submerge into your new location. And I want to do a lot of other things that I'm going to be working on as we continue to grow the platform and expand our horizons. I'm also in the midst of creating another platform for where I'm located. So the content will just be catered towards the content is gonna be catered towards Thailand only because that's where I am. So I'm gonna do another moving abroad page just for Thailand content for people that's wanting to move to Thailand. And then I think I'm gonna make other pages as time go on with specific countries just so we can keep expanding and growing the platform. We put moving abroad 222 on the fucking map. I need everybody to know what we are about, what we represent, and continue to inspire people in the system on their journeys abroad because that's what we're here to do. Like a lot of y'all started y'all journey a long time ago when there was not platforms like mine that can give you the tips, give you the inspiration, show you different stories, show you different people who has already started their journey and already living abroad. You know, sometimes that's hard to come by. So I created it where it's all in one place. So all the good shit that y'all need to know, all the information, all the inspiration, it's in one place. So this page is a one-stop shop. Make sure y'all follow us on YouTube, follow us on TikTok, and follow us on Facebook too. Facebook. Also, I have a moving abroad prep guide that is available to anybody. I don't want no more of y'all messaging me asking me what's the steps to moving abroad until you buy the guide. Okay, it's only $2.02. Okay, it's cheap. I made it super affordable for y'all because it's just a guide. I just put the information together detailed to give you the insight you need to help start your journey. So anybody that's interested in moving abroad, okay, my light went out. Both my lights, because this light went out too. Both of my lights just went out. And they about to go out again. Whatever. I'm about to get off. But that's the step that you need to take. So for anybody that's asking, oh, I want to move abroad, what do I need to do? Go to the link in the bio. Okay, I'm about to show y'all. You're gonna go to the link in the bio. Moving abroad 222. You're gonna go to the link right here. This is the link. Okay. If you are interested in getting any services or information, this is how you go to the link. This is going to be the information available. The Moving Abroad Prep Guide is number one. $2.02. You can go over there right now, grab you a copy. It's a very detailed guide on your steps of starting your journey to moving abroad if you are interested. If you scared, if you just want to know, like whatever it is, if you just need some information, just grab the guide. It's going to give you that information for your beginning steps. Okay. And then I am also in the midst of finishing an ebook for you guys. So it's gonna be an ebook. So the ebook that I'm writing right now, I created an ebook that is going to help you prep and prepare your mind subconsciously for moving abroad. I know that we always talk about the logistics of moving abroad and what it consists of, but a lot of people don't touch on the subconscious reset that needs to take place before you leave your native country. A lot of y'all just be up and leaving, and we wonder why people get cold feet or why they go back, because they haven't shifted subconsciously. So as a psychologist, it was only right that I create a subconscious reset guide into an ebook of moving abroad and the insights and the details. So I love y'all. I'm out of here. I got a blast over here in Thailand. It's 5:11 p.m. Normally y'all be interacting in the comments. Ain't nobody really saying nothing, so that's cool because I could just jump off. If y'all were commenting, I will be interacting if anybody has some questions, but y'all not commenting, so it's cool. I could jump off. But I'm sending everyone love. Have a beautiful day. Remember to keep God first. Remember that we are not escaping the U.S. We are just prioritizing our mental health. We are prioritizing our nervous system. We ain't running from shit. We're just choosing to have a better life, a better way of life. And that's why so many of us have left America and we're choosing better. So that's that. I'll see y'all next Thursday. And I'm out of here. Peace.